Hi booktube, welcome to my channel and my huge TBR for March Mystery Madness. I'm one of the co-hosts and I've been thinking about mysteries all year round that I wanted to read for this month, even though I didn't know I was going to be a co-host. And I'm going to get to that in a second. First, I wanted to say that I'm wearing a Filipino jacket. My daughter came back from the Philippines. So, and she brought me back this not lousy jacket and some beautiful Filipino woodwork, which they're very famous for in the Philippines. So isn't that cute? Just wanted to say that because she came home like 2 days ago. So I've been enjoying her being back. Let's get to the readathon, the March Mystery Madness. I love mysteries, as everyone who knows me here knows. Even though I've been sort of dipping my toes in other genres and really enjoying the genres, I always go back to mysteries because mysteries are what make me feel good, feel relaxed. So this year, Lizzie Faye, Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, has put a spring cleaning theme on March Mystery Madness, and I've had the hardest time coming up with which theme goes with which. But I said, we have to, she said we can interpret it as we wish. So this is how I'm interpreting it. Some of the categories can go into multiple categories. Some of the books can go into multiple categories. So the first theme is messy. And what I took for messy, of course, spring cleaning, things are dirty, so they're messy, but also gritty. And I tend to like more on the grittier side of books. So I wanted to talk about my first book, and I started reading this, and for some reason I put it down. But when I read more about it, I wanted to pick it up again. So like I said, it can go into multiple categories. And this is Ruth Rendel, Dark Corners. And this book was written right before she passed away. So I heard it's quite special. It has all her talent that she has for telling a story that's kind of creepy, kind of gritty, but quite psychological, and I'm quite drawn to psychological mysteries. So what does it say about this book? Well, first it says it's a spectacular, creepy, and macabre tale of blackmail, murder, both accidental and opportunist, and of one life's fateful unraveling. And it says that it was completed shortly before her death in 2015. When his father dies, and I'm going to only say, I don't want to spoil it for anyone because sometimes there's really a lot of spoilers. And I'm going to go through these quite fast because I don't want to make the video too long. When his father dies, Carl Martin inherits a house in an increasingly rich and trendy London neighborhood. Cash poor, he rents out the upstairs room and kitchen to the first person he interviews, Dermot McKinnon. That's mistake number 1. I don't want to go into mistake number 2, 3, because I think it kind of spoils it. But another thing is, when I was watching everyone's announcement video, I saw quite a few. Kate Howe has a Ruth Rendel. I don't know if she put it in the gritty or side of mysteries, but I think she did. And I want to check out that novel before I talk about it. But I love her, and I love the author. I love Kate Howe too. She's also one of the co-hosts of March Mystery Madness. But anyway, this is definitely on my pile of TBR, and I plan to read this for sure. Now, the next book that I want to talk about, I'm not sure if I'm going to even finish it, but I bought it on sale when I went to Paris, and Shakespeare and Company had it on the. Well, it's a beautiful cover anyway. It's like really blue. It's Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. And I read Girl on the Train. I did not like it. I know it's a big hit. But I don't really like unreliable narrators that much. I don't know if this is going to be the same, but I think it was like a pound. So a pound, no, it's euros because it's Paris. So I think it was like $1 in American money. So let me know if you've read Girl on the Train. I mean, not Girl on the Train, Into the Water. I'm really not going to talk about it too much, except it says here, Julia, it's me. I need you to call me back, please. Julia, it's important. In the last days before her death, Nell Abbott called her sister. Julia didn't pick up the phone, ignoring her plea for help, and now Nell is dead. They say she jumped, I guess, into the water. So that's my gritty kind of thriller, more than a mystery. I don't really read thrillers that much, but I thought I would put that in since I picked it up for March Mystery Madness. The next one on my list for messy or gritty is a book that I haven't read yet. I bought it also in Paris, and it has I love that Shakespeare and Company stamp on it. I don't know, it's just makes me feel happy and wanting to go back to Paris. But anyway, it's The Pale Horse, and I've never read this before. So what I wrote down is a dying woman, Mrs. Davis, gives her last confession to Father Gorman. Along with the confession, she gives him a list of names and a terrible secret. Before he can take action, however, he is struck dead in the fog. As the police begin to investigate, a young hero begins to piece together evidence that sets him upon a converging path. And I'm not going to read the back because I think that it's a little spoilery. So, yeah, so it has to do, the Pale Horse is a public house. And I put this in the messy because the women who are the owners of the Pale Horse, they practice the dark arts. So I don't know if they're going to use that to solve the murder or if they're involved or what. So that's my gritty. I have more gritty novels coming up, but for March Mystery Madness. But these are the ones that I've never read and I want to read. The next theme in March Mystery Madness this year is lather. So I took lather to mean getting worked up, getting into a lather. Some people said it's like cleaning up a mess, like what detectives do, because if something's messy, you have to get it into a lather to clean it. So yeah, so that can go into a lot of different things. What did I put down for lather? Okay, so this month I'm going to read Lady in the Lake by Raymond Chandler with one of my subscribers, Nathan Fong. And I'm very excited to be reading. This is the first time I'm reading a book with him, buddy reading with him. And I have read The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. I read a biography of Raymond Chandler. And he's fascinating, and it's kind of noir. So I think, it's different from what I usually read. So everything was quiet and sunny and calm. No cause for excitement, whatever. It's only Marlowe finding another body. He does it rather well by now. Murderer Day Marlowe, they call him. So, Denise, what does it say? My eyes aren't cooperating today. DeRace Kingsley's wife, I never heard of that name, is missing. She sent a note saying she'd run away to Mexico with a hunk of meat called Chris Lavery. I just love the way they did blurbs at this time. I just am very curious to see when this was written because a hunk of meat, all right. And this was written in 1944. So, yeah, the 40s and the 50s, there was no such thing as subtlety or political correctness. So I'm looking very forward to reading this book. The next book in that category is a book that I bought because of it's called Dame Agatha Abroad, Agatha Christie. Murder on the Orient Express, They Came to Baghdad, and Murder in Mesopotamia. I'm going to read Murder in Mesopotamia because I think it kind of, this is a Perot. Yeah. So when nurse Amy Leatherin agrees to look after an archaeologist's ailing wife at a dig, she's in for far more than nursing. She also has to solve a murder. Fortunately for Amy, Hercule Poirot is also visiting the excavation site. And, you know, that's kind of coincidental, but, you know, Agatha Christie, you know, her husband was an archaeologist, so she really did go with him on the excavation sites. So I thought this was interesting that, you know, he's going to clean up. So the next theme is Rinse, Cozy or Golden Age. I don't read many cozy mysteries, and I know a lot of other, you're going to get a lot of other recommendations from my co-hosts because a lot of them do read cozy mysteries, and I do read them occasionally, but I like more of the grittier cozy, you know, more toward, you know, not cozy, but more toward the middle range of cozy. But in this instance, I decided to go with completely Golden Age. And the one that I'm most excited about is a book I bought because I heard that Agatha Christie thought this was one of her favorite books. She has quite a few that she says are her favorite. But this is Ordeal by Innocence. And it's now a limited TV series. That was interesting. I didn't know that. According to the courts, Jocko Argyle bludgeoned his mother to death with a poker. The sentence was life imprisonment, but when Dr. Arthur Calgary arrives with the proof that confirms Jocko's innocence, it is too late. Jocko died behind bars following a bout of pneumonia. Worse still, the detective's revelations reopen old wounds in the family, increasing the likelihood that the real murderer will strike again. And this is a beautiful, I see a high-heeled shoe and what looks like blood, so I'm assuming a woman is going to die. But I'm really looking forward to reading this. And this is on my high priority TBR for an Agatha Christie. And, wow, I have a lot. Also, I bought a Miss Silver mystery, and that is The Case is Closed. And look at this vintage cover. I mean, the telephone, the hairdo, the gun. I mean, this is pulp wonder. I love this so much. So let me just see when this was. I'm curious to see. This was written in 1937. And what is it about? The Everton murder case has long been closed. The culprit has been charged with the murder of his uncle and served a year of his sentence already. Or has he? Doesn't that sound like Ordeal by Innocence? Okay. Well, they were both Golden Age authors. And then I also bought Eternity Ring, another Miss Silver mystery. And I want to stop now to say that I really, really appreciate another booktuber who introduced me to the Miss Silver books. And that is Lil from Lil's Vintage World. And I'll have her her information. She's a wonderful booktuber, and she collects antique jewelry from the 20s, 30s. And she's a wonderful person too, so check her out. I know she's a big booktuber, but check her out if you haven't already made the acquaintance of this wonderful booktuber. So what is this about? Okay, Maud Silver gives you your money's worth of deducing in this well-knit puzzle of love and double murder. I don't think I need to read to know anything else. That sounds perfectly fine to me. The next book that I want to read in Golden Age, let's see if I have another Golden Age here. You know, that's the end of my Golden Age books. So let me get on to I have many more books that I'm going to show you during this month, but I wanted to bring you the books that I haven't read yet. You know, there are mysteries that I haven't read. Okay, so the last one is Repeat, and I took this to mean books that I've read before. you could, translate this any way you want. But I read The Beautiful Mystery by Louise Penny. And I was watching a recent video with Janelle of Too Fond of Books, our queen of mysteries, our queen booktuber, mystery booktuber. And this is a Chief Inspector Gamache novel. Now, I stopped reading the Gamache novels later. She's done a wonderful job in writing these novels. But I think I read one I didn't like, and then I just stopped reading. But this one I remember that I liked, and also when Janelle was talking about it, she was playing music that really got me in the mood of monastery music. So it says here, no outsiders are ever admitted to the monastery of Saint Gilbert on my French is not too good. Saint Gilbert entre les loups, hidden deep in the wilderness of Quebec, where 24 cloistered monks live in peace and prayer. They grow vegetables, they tend chickens, they make chocolate, and they sing. Ironically, for a community that has taken a vow of silence, the monks have become world famous for their glorious voices, raised in ancient chants, whose effect on both singer and listener is so profound it is known as the Beautiful Mystery. But when the renowned choir director is murdered, the lock on the monastery's massive wooden door is drawn back to admit Chief Inspector Armand Gamache and John Guy Bouvier of the Secret de Quebec. They discovered disquiet beneath the silence, discord in the apparent harmony. So I'm not going to say much more than that, but I remember that I loved it, and I want to reread it. And in Repeat, I talked about this already. It's a true crime book, and it's Serpentine by Tommy Thompson, and it's the horrific tale, true story of Charles Sobrage, who was called the Serpent, and the Bikini Murders, and many other horrible things, and he's free right now. So I'd be, if I was France, I'd be watching him anyway, because he was a terrible person, is a terrible person. But I remember, this book is so well written. If you like true crime at all, I suggest that you read this book, because it really it chilled me. It's chilling, but it's very well written. So I'm not going to talk about it too much more. There's only one other book that I started reading, and I don't know why I stopped reading it. Martha Grimes can be hit or miss for me, and this one is a Richard Jury novel, but I liked it because after a luminous blonde reboards, then leaves the double-decker bus Richard Jury is on, he follows her up to the gates of Fulham Palace and goes no further. I really enjoyed the beginning of this because we see him taking an action before a murder is committed. He wanted to follow this woman. And I started reading it. I'm pretty sure Martha Grimes, all her novels have to do with public houses too, or pubs. And I think the Stargazy was the name of a pub. And I put it down, and I don't know why I didn't pick it up again. So I think that's going to be all for now on my TBR. Is that enough? Do you think I can finish it? But I have so many more books coming your way, because I can get through a lot of mysteries really fast. And I'm listening to all of the other co-hosts and everybody who's participating in March Mystery Madness. Their TBRs, they're just wonderful, and I'm just scribbling down new books that I can squeeze in, and I plan to have a lot of other kinds of activities on my channel in the coming in the coming month of March. Of course, it's not March yet, but I know that a lot of people are going to have bingo games and M&M games, Janelle. But I'm going to do something a little different. I was thinking of maybe doing a short for the first time, of doing some reviews of books that I've read in the mystery genre. I don't know yet. I'm still working it out. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my channel, and please comment and subscribe and like, and tell me what books you're reading for March Mystery Madness. Have you read any of the books that I'm talking about? I have more books coming, so please check back. And I wish you all a wonderful day, and aloha.